right, Boston, we are back. Man, it's time for us to head into the Year 5 playoffs with your defending Stanley Cup champions. Can we begin this dynasty back to back, baby? A good regular season for your Bruins, 51-24-7. Unfortunately, we did not win our division, so we're going up against a pretty tough team here in round number 1. We were second in the Atlantic, the Florida Panthers, third in the Atlantic at 50-27-5. Last 10 games, 6-3-1. Yeah, they're playing quite well, but I have faith in our team, all right? So first up, let's take a look at the team that we are going up against here in round number 1 of year number 5, the Florida Panthers. Now, I showed you guys this in the last video. I actually didn't even notice, all right? Evgeny Dadonov is on the first line, and the ace in the hole, Jamel Smith. So everyone was already saying first round exit to the Boston Bruins. We'll have to wait and see, all right? I still think that this roster is good enough that we can fight through that crazy voodoo. So the first line, you got Jonathan Huberdeau, Barkov, and Dadonov. That line is going to be filth. Barkov during the regular season, let me see how many points, 98 points, yeah, so they score, they get points, a plus 47, so they keep the puck out. Oh my god, a plus 47? That's better than our first liners. Yeah, that first line is absolutely fantastic. Second line, you got Vincent Trocheck, Henrik Borgstrom, who's jumped up to an 87 overall. Where did this guy come from? Two-way forward, drafted 23rd overall in 2016. My goodness gracious. And Dennis Malgin. So top 6 is very deep, and they have those superstars up there. Third line, you got Craig Smith, Adam Lowry, and Nikolai Godolbin. I'd say our third line is a lot better than theirs. And then the fourth line, Alexei Heponiemi, the ace in the hole, Jamel Smith, and Owen Tippett. We're not going to judge fourth liners too much. It's all about the top 6 for the Florida Panthers. So if that first line, just wrecks us, yeah, I could see some problems happening. Defensively, all right, so they have some weaknesses here. Michael Matheson alongside of Aaron Ekblad. So they do have the superstar talent on the blue line. But other than that, Nasson 82, Pissick 79, Forsling 78, Irwin 78, Matheson 82. That's their weakness right there. Do they have a goaltender who can make up for it? Sergei Bobrovsky, 86 overall, and Mikhail Gunnarsson, who is 82 overall as a backup. We know what the goaltender situation is all about. Last year, we won the Stanley Cup with an 82 overall Laurent Brossoit. So the fact that they have an 86 overall Sergei Bobrovsky, it's either hit or miss. He can have a great season or a great playoff run, or he can have a Tuukka Rask playoff run with a save percentage below 900 from our years 2 and 3, right? So a tough team to go up against here, but the good news is that we have a clean bill of health. Both Pasternak and Carlo were injured toward the end of the season, but I simulated up to game number 1, and they are both back. So Brad Marchand, who had a filthy year this season, all right, how many goals? 54 goals, 50 assists, 104 points, plus 35. So you can see how good Barkov was, and the plus. I mean, Brad Marchand had so many freaking points, but yet Barkov still was superior 5-on-5. Now, also Brad Marchand, take a look at those numbers. 23 games played, 22 goals, 15 assists, 32 penalty minutes. Those were his stats in last year's playoff run. Just unbelievable, going all the way to the Stanley Cup final and winning that Conn Smythe. So Brad Marchand, I'm hoping that he can repeat what he did last year, along with Braden Point and Pasta. Jake DeBrusk, Raquel, and Jacob Forsbacka-Karlsson on the second line. A lot of people calling out Jacob Forsbacka-Karlsson, even though he's a goal scorer, and at 81 overall, sure, he could be a little bit better, but he plays well, and he got the game-winning goal from the grassy knoll for us last year, so I'm keeping him in. Third line, here's where we start to flex a little bit. Claude Giroux and Patrice Bergeron. Now, they have dropped down to an 82, but I still believe in their numbers. All right, they still have the right individual stats. Offensive awareness up at 91, defensive awareness down there at 89. Their skating has dropped off. They're a little bit slow. Their physicality has dropped off, but I'm trusting these guys on the third line alongside of Zach Shenishin to get some good depth goal scoring for us and keep the puck out of the net. And then the fourth line, Vladislav Nemestikov, Trent Frederick, and Valery Nikushkin just getting that +1 on the fourth line. Here's where we have our advantage, all right? The new look blue line where I constructed, I'm very happy with. Torrey Krug grew to a 91 at 32 years of age because of his outstanding season. Might just be the best defenseman in the NHL. He was point per game. For anyone who didn't see, let me show you this. Look what he's done in the regular season the last 3 years, ever since I paired him with Carlo and Point, Marchand, and Pasta on the first line. 83, 81. He came back with 91 points this season, 72 assists, plus 39. So we got one of, if not the best producing offensive defenseman in the NHL. And alongside of Brendan Carlo, they get that plus 5. He's playing like a 96 overall defenseman. Carlo's playing like a 90 overall. So we got the advantage here. Then you got Hayden Fleury, who's playing like an 89. Larson, who's playing like an 86. And we're going with those defensive defensemen. And then Darnell Nurse and Brett Pesce are trade deadline acquisitions. The plus 1, both playing like an 84. So we are really stacking up defensively to try to help keep the puck out of the net. But here comes the big question mark. Goaltender. What do we do? The game decided that UC Saros was our starting goalie for the year. 42 wins, 19 losses, a save percentage of .903. All right, and you compare that to Laurent Brossoit, who helped us win a Stanley Cup last season, got all the starts in the playoffs. He didn't have a great year. 9-5-4 with an .882 save percentage. So I find myself asking the question, do we go back with the guy who got it done last year, or do we go with the hot hand who got us to the playoffs this year? And I was trying to determine whether or not there was a difference between the two. And I actually was reading the YouTube comments, and you guys pointed out that Laurent Brossoit is a backup goalie. His role says backup, where UC Saros says a starting goalie. So even though they're both 82 overall, UC Saros might have slightly better stats, changing that role from backup to starter. So we're going to go with UC Saros. If Saros doesn't perform well, I will go back to Laurent Brossoit. But we're going to give Saros the chance to have 2 bad games in a row. If he doesn't have 2 bad games in a row, he's staying in there. All right? So essentially, that is everything. Last but not least, let's take a look at the injury reports. I already told you guys that we have a clean bill of health, but the Florida Panthers, they could use some help from Connor Murphy on the blue line. Now, he is returning April 23rd. That is like 12 days away, I believe. So April 23rd, he might come back a little bit earlier. Yeah, so he might make it back for games 5, 6, and 7 if it goes that distance. So we gotta take advantage of them right now. All right, so everyone in the chat, are we good to go? Jim Reimer, they all want James Reimer to get the start. No, boys, Jim Reimer's down there in the AHL getting the chance to play. Are they in the Yeah, the Providence Bruins are in the AHL playoffs. Kreitzer's down there. We got to let Jim Reimer go get that championship down in the A. We're focusing up here with UC Saros and Laurent Brossoit in the NHL. So no more vamping, no more wasting time. We are in Boston for round 1. The defending Stanley Cup champions hosting the Florida Panthers here. What's going to happen in round 1 of the NHL playoffs? Real-time simulation is underway. Let's see how we get this started. Braden Point is going to open up the goal scoring for the Boston Bruins, followed by Brad Marchand, the first line, boys. So we know that their blue line is weak. They have the studs up front. Their first line is going to be lethal, so I think they're going to be able to score goals. The question is, will our team simulate like it did in last year's playoffs? Our first line was unstoppable in last year's playoffs, although they did give up a lot of goals, right? They weren't exact. They were like around even for the entire playoff run. So 5-on-3, 5-on-3, 5-on-4. We do not get that power play goal right there. The Boston Bruins had a golden opportunity to take a 3-goal advantage. They're halfway through the game. They do not score. Coming to the end of the first period here. 2 minutes. 1 minute. All right. So the routine is in place. The shots are even. 26-26. The goals, however, 2 for the Boston Bruins, 0 for the Florida Panthers. All right. So UC Saros, you're getting your chance. Playoff start. What do you got for us here? Third period. Your team has a 2-goal advantage. What are you going to do? Power play for Florida. They have the chance to get themselves back within 1. It's a long one as well. The Boston Bruins had some trouble last year in the playoffs with the penalties. Another one, though, for the Boston Bruins. The Zebras are giving it back to us. Perhaps they want to see Boston back in the Stanley Cup final. 5, 3, 2, 1, and Brad Marchand gets the empty netter. It's not over just yet. And UC Saros. I do not know if that was UC Saros' first NHL start in the playoffs. It was for the Boston Bruins, and the man records a 36-shot shutout. Way to go, UC Saros. All right, the Rat continuing his Conn Smythe ways, boys. Think about it. From last year's playoff run to this year, 54-50, 104 points, to now going back into the playoffs, and hopefully he continues to simulate like this. Brad Marchand is just like, he's playing like the best hockey player in the world at 35 years of age as well. It's fantastic. So 3-0 victory in game number 1. There's no reason to slow down whatsoever. Let's keep the good times a-rolling. We got good old Mo on our team. All right, let's hold on to him. So here we go. ×8 simulation still in Boston. Are the Florida Panthers going to be able to open up the goal scoring here? or will UC Saros continue to be a thorn in their side? They had all that. I thought they would have no trouble scoring. I thought that their weakness would be goals against, even with Sergei Bobrovsky in there. Even with goalies don't scare me anymore. It's the roster that scares me. And after one period, again, the shots are even, 11-11. So it seems like we're simulating fairly evenly. But is our blue line helping to keep the puck out of the net? Are they crappy shots that the Florida Panthers are taking? Interesting. Power play for Florida early in the period goes nowhere. Followed up by a power play by Boston, also goes nowhere. All right, halfway through the game, no one has been able to solve either goaltender. UC Saros has done a great job to start this series. I'm hoping that our team can help them out a little bit here. This would be a great way to start off round number 1. So UC Saros has gone 5 straight periods in the playoffs here without allowing a single goal. Shots are 23-21 in favor of the Boston Bruins. This would be a ball breaker of a goal if we can't find a way to get UC Saros the W. This would be a ball breaker. Power play late, and David Pastrnak is going to give the Boston Bruins the lead. 16 minutes left. Come on now, boys. Play some good old defense. Not only do we have veterans from 2011, 2013, 2019, because we won the Stanley Cup last year, we got a whole roster full of veterans. You guys know what it means to win. You know what it takes to get that W in the playoffs. Defense first, defense first, defense first, then goaltending. UC Saros, baby. Hell yeah. Back-to-back shutouts to start off the playoffs. Have the defensive problems of the Boston Bruins been solved with the defensive acquisitions by GM Superb, man? All right, last year with Brodin and Ryan Ellis, Savard was in there. All right, we have big time improved our defense. Krug and Carlo are still there, and they've gotten better. And then you got Hayden, Fleury, and Larson. I mean, that's a big top 4. And then Nurse and freaking what's his face, Pesci. I mean, our blue line is great. 4 goals to none over 2. And that's a game where our goaltender, our offense got 3 in the first game, so they did their job. You want at least 3 in a playoff game. You want at least 3. That's just hockey. 1 goal a period, essentially. But in game 2, our offense only managed to get a power play marker. No even strength goals. So they are good defensively up front, but our goalie was that much better, and our defense was there. Way to go, boyos. All right, hang on a second. I need some of that playoff H2O. There you go. And you guys wanted Jim Reimer in the net. UC Saros, baby, it's his time. All right. Has any team gone like back-to-back Stanley Cups, 1 year, 1 goalie, the next year another goalie? Like, did Detroit do that with Vernon and Osgood? Or, Pittsburgh kind of did it with Fleury and Murray, but they were changing them all throughout both playoff runs. Oh, interesting. All right, so game number 3, we're going down to Florida. Hopefully the beautiful weather it doesn't distract us from the job at hand, all right? Don't let them even see the sun. Here we go, real-time simulation. It's an early power play for Boston, goes nowhere. Florida also gets 1, goes nowhere. Back to Boston, goes nowhere. So 3 power plays, and Owen Tippett finally solves the question mark in the net for the Boston Bruins, UC Saros. But Torrey Krug answers back with a game-tying goal. There we go, Craig Smith. All right, he's human. See, he bleeds. And if he bleeds, we can kill it. UC Saros is human. He's not a Terminator. All right, so 2-1 lead for the Florida Panthers. 13 shots to 11 in favor of Florida. Let's just relax here. We did a great job in the first 2 games. Our offense is always going to be a threat, and here we go. Yep, Florida Panthers are due for a game like this now. 0 goals. Yep, they're due for a game like this. I'm not going to get on Saros. He gave us 2 great first games, got us in this series. Remember, the Florida Panthers are a good team. Their record looks very good. Their roster looks very good. So the idea of sweeping them, that was a long shot. All right, now we still got a game here. This game is not over. Shots are 21-22. We've seen crazier things in GM mode, right? But I'm not getting on Saros for this game. All right, if you could just keep the doors shut for the rest of the game, and if we can get this to a 1-goal game, you never know. Anything can happen. Power play for Florida. That's what you don't want to see. Come on now, Boston. Just make it a 1-goal game. Make them afraid. Give them something to think about. They're going to hold on to that 2-goal advantage. Power play late for Boston. Oh, David Pastrnak. 4 minutes left. 3 minutes left. Can Boston get a late tie? Oh, they cannot do it. All right, though, at least we had some competitive hockey there. We scared the crap right out of the Florida Panthers. We let them know that we are never out of a game. All right, don't worry about it. All right, the Florida Panthers are a good team. They got those 4 goals. Remember what I said, UC Saros, until he has 2 bad games in a row, I'm not throwing him under the bus. And that wasn't even really a bad game. Like 4 goals, fine. But considering that he had 2 back-to-back shutouts in the first 2 games, it kind of nullifies that. So I'm calling that kind of just a so-so game. That's like a tweener game. I'm not ripping him on that for that. He gave us, you're not in trouble till you lose on home ice. We lose this, it's still a 2-2 tie. So yeah, I'm not making any changes. UC Saros, you're getting right back in there, my man. All right, I don't want to be the reason that we lose because I'm going back and forth from different goaltenders. Let this guy try. Our team is superior. All right, we can simulate well. So game 4 in Florida. Quick sim underway. The Boston Bruins, all right, they had some goals scored on us in the last game. We don't like that. Patrice Bergeron, the captain, opens up the goal scoring, but answered right back by the 4th liner, Owen Tippett. So both goaltenders have been solved early. And there it is. Pasternak from freaking, I was going to say half court. There you go. Jacob Forsbacka-Karlsson, you know where he shot from, the grassy knoll, baby. But David Pasternak scoring from center ice. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's what I mean. When we were watching the hockey highlights, right? I want to see guys take slap shots off the rush from way out. Why not? Have a go. Test the goalie. Ends up being a goal. So we have a 2-goal advantage. Beautiful. Keep on scoring on Sergei Bobrovsky. See, this is the thing about the Boston Bruins. All right, unless you have a real good defensive core, we are going to be able to score goals. We simulate well. I got Bergie and Giroux back on the 3rd. I got JFK from the grassy knoll in the 2nd. And yeah, I got Marchand, Point, and Pasta on the 1st. Now, Florida gets 1 back. It's a 3-2 game, but there, Claude Giroux. Don't worry, Giroux, you ain't on Philly anymore. You got some goaltending and some defense to work with, baby. Claude Giroux. Oh, and a ball breaker of a goal right there. Mark Pysyk is going to get the game all back within 1 with 33 seconds left in the 2nd period. Oh, what a ball breaker of a goal. All right, so the offense has been here, but Florida's also scoring. Now, UC Saros, all right? This is another game where it's kind of a tweener game. I'm not going to blame you. But here's a chance. We have a 1-goal advantage going into the 3rd. You did great in games 1. You did great in game 2. Game 3, the haters are going to throw you under the bus. I'm not throwing you under the bus, but I want to see what you can do here in game number 4. You got the advantage. The team gave you 4 goals. Come on, baby. Come on. This is your show. This is your time to shine. 3rd period underway. 17. Ooh, Jonathan Huberdeau is going to tie the game up, and UC Saros cannot kill it off. But there it is, Claude Giroux giving his goaltender another insurance marker. The offense is there for Boston. The offense has been here for us the entire time. 5 minutes left. Come on, UC. Come on, UC. Come on, UC. Play for Boston. Play for yourself. Play for your career. Yeah, baby! And the veterans on the 3rd line coming through. Patrice and Claude Giroux. And I got depth. I got depth goal scoring in this game, boys. All right, so the offense helped out the goaltender in that one. That's why I wasn't willing to throw UC under the bus in the last game, because our offense could have been there as well. All right, you can't just throw your goalie under. You can throw your team also for not showing up. Great job, boyos. All right, so we got the W. That's all that matters. We got the W. I'm not taking him out. Mild concussion for Brad Conn Smythe Marchand. Oh, no. April 23rd. All right. So it's 8. We have to go into these line changes. This is a big one. All right. So at least we have the 3-1 series. That's a big one. All right. What do you guys think? All right. What about DeBrusque? Because the second line's been even. Second line really hasn't done much. Ricard Raquel. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I know what I'm doing. All right. Watch this. Bang. All right. Giroux. Bergie, bang, bang. All right, Shenishin, Jacob Forsbacka-Karlsson, bang. All right, so we're going to put JFK, Raquel, and Shenny back down to the 3rd line. Giroux, Bergie, and we got to go with, right wing, Jesper Fast or Sundqvist. Well, let's throw Sundqvist in there. Let's see if we get a plus. We get a +1 with Sundqvist. Who do you guys think, Jesper Fast or Sundqvist? We already have, a sniper on. No, it's going to be Sundqvist. I get the +1. No, it's got to be Sundqvist. I've already made up my mind. We got to get that +1. Sundqvist, there you go. All right, now if I move Sundqvist down, yeah, that'll work. Shenishin. Yeah, because I don't need, playmaker, 2-way forward, sniper. Yeah, keep those guys together. Because, you know what? What's Shenishin been doing? He's got 1 assist. Yeah, I'm keeping him there. All right, so we got DeBrusque, Point, and Pasta, Giroux, Bergie, Shenny, JFK, Raquel, Sundqvist, Frederick, Nikushkin, Nemesnikov. All right, there we go. Special teams. We got Pasta, Point. No, that's not going to work. Let's get Ricard Raquel on the 1st line left wing. I got Fleury down there, and then I can bring in Darnell Nurse. Yeah, a defenseman. There you go. Not a defensive defenseman. There you go, Darnell Nurse. So Darnell Nurse is in there. Extra attackers. What do we got? 4-on-4, 3-on-3 extra attackers. All right, so this really doesn't matter. I'll just throw anyone in here. It's not going to... Well, you know what? You never know with this game. It might mean something in the simulation engine if it takes one of these things into account. So we'll go with Shenishin. All right, so Brad Marchand is injured with a mild concussion. Some dude absolutely wrecked him in that game in Florida. But it's at the 23rd, right? And the fact that we have a 3-1 series lead, that allows us 2 game. Yeah, he'll be back for game. He'll be back 2-1, 3-1 series lead, 3-2, 3-3. He'll be back for game 7 if it has to go there. All right, so that's not bad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the line changes. Point and Pasternak. With Brad Marchand out, you guys have got to step up. And also UC Saros. Hang on a second. Let me just go back to Ed Alliance, make sure that UC Saros was in there. Pretty sure. I already turned off automated goalie rotations, but I get freaking nervous. All right, Saros is in the net. All right, UC, let's see what you can do, my man. All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Now, we might want to go with Laurent Brossoit for game 6 no matter what happens in this game. Like, say UC allows 4 goals and we lose. We might want to go to Laurent Brossoit for game 6, because if we go to UC again and we lose, then I have to go to Laurent Brossoit for a cold game 7. I like the idea of going to Laurent Brossoit for game 6 and then going back to UC for game 7. So you get they both have a chance. Essentially, UC has 2 more chances to get the series done, but we also give Laurent 1 chance with no pressure. All right, UC at home, UC, yeah. All right. So we got UC Saros here in Game 5 without Brad Marchand. Let's just get this series over and done with right now. I don't care if I have an injury. Let's get this series over and done with on home ice right now. All right, let's not even have a scare. Let's get back to the second round right away. So here it is, real-time simulation. The controller is down. Jake DeBrusk. The freaking change for freaking Brad Marchand. Jake DeBrusk pointing past the probably getting an assist. Oh, but Matheson tying up the game all at once. We're halfway through the first period. We got ourselves a 1-1 tie. I was hoping that UC Saros could just get this game, get it all closed and done with nice and early, man. Don't allow any goals and just end this series after 5. All right, so we still got a game here. Jake DeBrusk and Matheson both scoring. All right, second period underway. We have an elimination game. What's going to happen? Come on now, Boston. Give us that lead. It's not bad. Well, the third line could be great for us. It's the second line now, though. Bergeron and Giroux. Power play for both teams. Goes nowhere. Come on, Point. Come on, Pasta. Come on, Giroux. Come on. You son of a bitch, Dadonov. It's not. We still got plenty of hockey left. We got plenty of hockey left. There it is. Ricard Raquel, baby. Way to go. Third line center getting it done. And we got a 2-2 tie. All right, the freaking chat is spamming the freaking Dadonov emo. Get the hell out of here, you idiots. You're not bringing the voodoo towards me. Dadonov is not doing this. Jamel Smith is not doing this. 2-2 tie. All right. Relax. Dadonov will not beat me. He will not beat me. Third period, we have a 2-2 tie. Come on now, boys. Just get this series over and done with. I don't need this hockey voodoo. We have a 2-2 tie. 28 shots to 21. Boston is dominating. Braden Point on Sergei Bobrovsky. That could be the game winner, the series clincher. Power play goes nowhere. Come on now, UC. Yes! Valerie Nikushkin scores to give us a 2-goal advantage. We're on our way. We are on our way. Back to the second round. Brendan Carlo gives us a 3-goal advantage. Bye, boys. Bye, Florida. And without Brad Marchand, it doesn't matter, because your Boston Bruins have been constructed by a genius. GM Superbman knows exactly what he's doing. And even with the injury to our best player, our best point producer, our 54-goal man, we still have the depth to absolutely crush the Florida Panthers, baby. Yeah! So, the new strategy of building up your roster, saying screw it to goaltenders, has netted us, a perfect playoff record so far. That's 5-0 in playoff rounds ever since going into a freaking playoff series with a stacked roster and a shitty goaltender. You want acid? I might just be beautiful. And the Boston Bruins have done it. Oh, +3 for Point. Pasta +2, +3. Yeah, baby. DeBrusk, 2 points, a +3. So the first line came through for us. Oh, yes. It's over, boys. Oh, yes. We're off to round 2. No shenanigans. No trouble. The defending Stanley Cup champions look like the defending Stanley Cup champions. So that's exactly why I'm not jumping on a goalie for one bad game. All right, they're due for it. If you have 2 bad games in a row, you can justify it. But a 3-0 victory, 1-0 victory, you got to go with the guy after that. 4-3, all right, fine. Yeah, another bad game, but I'm calling those tweener games. I am. All right, 4 goals against, 4 goals against. It's the matter in which the goals are scored. If there's like 4 in a row in the third period and we were up 3-0, then yeah, that might be a bad game. But that game, I'm blaming the team. The team then showed up for that game. It was just a wild shootout of a game, and our offense was superior. So I'm not blaming anyone for that. And then again, UC Saros, 2 goals against. The offense gets 5 goals for. We are off. We are superior. We are off to round number 2, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let's do a little statistical check on who really showed up there in round number 1. The stats are going to be skewed because we only played 5 games, right? But there it is. Look at this. Forwards. Pasternak, 8 points in 5 games played, plus 5. Point, 6 points in 5 games played, plus 5. Bergeron, a -2. But we had to move him up to the second line, so that might have changed once that happened. Brad Marchand, 4 points in 4 games played, plus 1. Giroux, 4 points in 5 games played. So Giroux and Bergeron, just beautiful depth. Beautiful veteran depth. DeBrusk moving up to the first line. Nichushkin, Raquel, Jacob Forsbacka, Carlson, Shenishin, Sundqvist, and even after 1 game. So the depth to help out. And here's defense. Let's see. Yeah, everyone's a plus. Everyone. Fleury, Carlo, Krug. Darnell Nurse was a -1. Brett Pesce, all right, it's the third line. But then Adam Larson a +2 as well. So our top 6 or our top 4 pairing are just unbelievable. The defenseman combination with Tagaskis, our coach, they know how to keep the puck out of the net, man. We're a defensive team. We're a Boston Bruin team. And there you go. UC Saros, a .935 save percentage at 82 overall. And then you take a look at the Florida Panthers, Sergei Bobrovsky, a .909 save percentage at 86 overall. So that's our new strategy, all right? We don't care about our goaltender overall. They just need to be in the 80s, but we're saving the money and we're stacking up front, baby. And that's going to mean that we go, hang on a second, advanced day. We're going to have a while here, so it'll give time for Brad Marchand to get back. Pitkinen, oh no, Pitkinen, that was our prospect down there at the AHL. Gets injured with an injured neck. Replace player. Advance. Brad Marchand is back good, so Brad will be playing for round number 2. So it was absolutely perfect. It was not a long injury, and hopefully the voodoo is like, all right, we just gave him the injury. That's the only injury he's going to have for the playoffs. Oh, the best team in the NHL. The best team in the NHL, boys. We're going up against the best team in the NHL, the winner of the Atlantic Division, the Detroit Red Wings. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I'll give you guys a look-see on how their roster has been created before we call it. Hang on a second. Detroit Red Wings. Taylor Hall. Oh my God. 91-92. Svechnikov. Zadine is injured, but he's playing through the injury. Rasmussen, Mantha, Bertuzzi, Veleno, Jennings. Lee's the guy we drafted before Lambeau. They have 80s everywhere. They have mid-80s on the third. Oh yeah, they got depth. But again, they're a little bit weak on the blue line. See, this is the advantage that we can hold over other teams. And then goaltender, Carter Hart, 88 overall. Yep. So we faced them in the playoffs last year, I'm pretty sure. Got to go up against them again this year. And they have restocked, reloaded, reinforced their lineups. And they're ready to try to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Whew, that's going to be a good series. All right, so more than likely, we're going to do another live stream for round number 2 tomorrow. If you're watching this on YouTube, you want to watch it on Twitch, my man. It is so much better when it's live. I enjoy it as well when I'm watching everyone in the chat. It feels like there's actually something on the line. So there's a link to our Twitch channel down in the description. Everyone watching right now on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We're going to be doing Johnny General Zod right after this outro, all right? So thank you, everyone, for showing up, and I will see you all next time. Hey guys, Johnny here, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and make sure notifications are on so you don't miss out on any new content. We also live stream on Twitch where I take days off my life for your entertainment. Sonny Gray, get out of it. You stupid pieces of shit! I should have gone with Jose for Fernandez! Oh my God, pitching change. Fernandez, get your ass in there. Oh, I swear to God, baseball God just decided all over me. Grand slam, oh yeah. Make me miss the playoffs with a first-ranked team. Year 2, 30 games above 500, no divisional win, trip to the wild card. First inning.